Imagine being abandoned in a dark, dense forest, with no one to guide you back home. The only thing standing between you and survival is your wits and the looming threat of a house that promises safety, but hides something far more sinister. We all know the story of Hansel and Gretel, two innocent children abandoned by their parents, only to find a gingerbread house inhabited by a witch with a taste for human flesh. But what if I told you there's more to this tale than just a simple fairy story? What if the origins of Hansel and Gretel reveal a much darker and more disturbing truth? The tale we recognize today is largely attributed to the Brothers Grimm, who published it in 1812, but this story has roots that stretch much further back, into a time of famine, fear, and desperation in medieval Europe. During the Great Famine of the 14th century, Europe was ravaged by widespread starvation. Food was so scarce that families were forced to make heart-wrenching decisions. Some even abandoned their children in hopes they might find food on their own. And in the darkest corners of this desperate time, tales of cannibalism emerged, as starving families turned to unthinkable measures to survive. The Grimm brothers' version of Hansel and Gretel sanitized these harsh realities, but didn't stray far from the truth. The breadcrumbs Hansel leaves behind in this story may symbolize the futile attempts of those lost children trying to find their way back home, while the witch's house represents the cruel temptation of false hope in desperate times. But there's more. Scholars believe the witch herself might have been inspired by real-life figures. In medieval Europe, women who lived alone, especially in the woods, were often suspected of witchcraft. Many were accused of preying on children or using dark magic, and stories like Hansel and Gretel helped solidify this fear of the forest-dwelling witch. The gingerbread house, seemingly a symbol of safety and sweetness, may have also been a reflection of starvation. During times of famine, the idea of a house made of food was both a dream and a nightmare. It lured the children in with promises of nourishment, but beneath the surface was a grim reminder of the dangers that awaited them. So, the next time you think of Hansel and Gretel, remember, it's not just a story about two children outwitting a witch. It's a dark reflection of a world where survival often came at the highest cost, and the lines between good and evil blurred in the shadow of hunger. A tale of desperation, deception, and survival, much more than a simple children's fable. If you found this untold truth behind Hansel and Gretel fascinating, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the disturbing origins of your favorite tales and legends. What story should we unravel next? Let us know in the comments.